Welcome to ESRN Member Spotlight. My name is Emily Lawless with Allegiance Home Health, and I'll be your host today as we interview Nicole Loughlin. Welcome, Nicole.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Nicole, where are you Zooming from today?
I am Zooming from my home office in rainy Boca Raton.
Yes, it is very rainy today, and we are so happy that you could be available to do this. What does ESRN mean to you?
So ESRN to me is really important. It's one of the first networking groups that I joined when I opened my solo law practice 2 years ago. And it's a really warm and friendly group. Everybody is really there to be a resource. There's a lot of overlap in the different professions. It's not competitive. And I've made a lot of really great connections. And so I am going to continue to support ESRN and participate.
Thank you. Same for me. And so how have you adjusted during this pandemic?
Well, it hasn't been easy. Um, for one thing, personally, I have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. And so I was doing distance learning for my 6-year-old in kindergarten, and that was a challenge. And also trying to keep a 3-year-old who's used to playing on the playground and swimming and just very active, trying to keep them both entertained and happy. And that's been a challenge. So they sometimes will come in during these video conferences and interrupt, and most of the time they're not well dressed for that. So that's been interesting and exciting. But professionally, things have been going well. I've been able to offer my legal services virtually. My law firm, which is Loughlin Law PA, does personal injury, estate planning, and probate. And we offer those services throughout the state of Florida. And we had always had virtual options for our clients, although since the pandemic, I think our clients are looking for that. And also, they're really willing to utilize the virtual options, whereas before, a lot of people thought it would be easier to have in-person meetings or phone calls. So we've been able to offer our services virtually. In particular, our probate services, which have always been virtual, we have a lot of clients who live out of state and are trying to probate estates in Florida. So it's actually made our communications a lot smoother in that regard. And for estate planning, we've been offering virtual estate planning packages at a reduced rate than if you were meeting in person with an attorney. And so a lot of our clients really appreciate that option.
Wow, that's great to hear how you adjusted and the virtual options. And I hope that we can actually see your children soon. So I hope they make an appearance. And how can ESRN support you and you support ESRN?
So I want to be a resource for ESRN members. I offer a lot of education on the different practice areas, and it's in a lot of ways easier now for me to offer that education. Just not too long ago, I did a nuts and bolts presentation via Zoom where I had, my PowerPoint that I would normally give at a luncheon or some kind of event that I did virtually for an entire insurance agency. And so it wasn't direct to, potential clients, but I was offering education to people who are doing yearly reviews with their clients and who are oftentimes asked questions that they may not have the answers to. So I always want to be a resource for education. And also, we can network one-to-one, even though we can't meet in person for coffee and lunch. I'm still networking with people, and I have a virtual networking link that I can put in the comments. So anybody who's interested in just a quiet 30 minutes with me. Well, I say quiet, it might not be quiet at my house, but, 30 minutes one-on-one networking. It's been really loving virtual networking.
Yes, and I've enjoyed our time together this afternoon, as we have had to deal with technical difficulties and spending lots of time together. I've enjoyed learning about you and your practice, and we'll share your information with in the chat and below the video. So, what is the best way for people to reach you?
So I can be reached by phone. My phone number is 561-921-5751. You call it, you go to my office and they'll transfer you to me, or you can text it and it goes right to me. Or Facebook Messenger. My website also has lots of ways that you can get in touch with me, so I'm pretty accessible.
Great. Thank you. And let's just finish off with a fun fact. What's a fun fact about you?
My husband and I were married in Amalfi, Italy, back in 2011 when I was in law school. And I was actually doing a summer abroad in law school. And my husband flew over after my classes ended, and then we flew from Madrid to Italy and got married, and then got on a Mediterranean cruise.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. That's definitely on my list of things to do once the world opens back up. I want to go to Italy. I love it there. So that beautiful. I hope to see pictures one day.
Yes. I
So
have them, I think probably like hundreds of them in an album on Facebook somewhere.
great. Great. Thank you for spending the afternoon with me. And I look forward to sharing this video with everyone. And that's ESRN Member Spotlight. Can't wait to see who our next guest is. Thank you, Nicole.
Thanks, Emily.